Jai Radha Madhava Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri Varadhari Jaya Giri Varadhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri Varadhari Jaya Giri Varadhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri Varadhari Jaya Giri Varadhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri Varadhari Jaya Giri Varadhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajika Acharya Shtatara Shata Shishimata Bhayacharana Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajika Acharya Shtatara Shata Shishimata Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Vishnupada Srila Gaurakishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai Jai Vishnupada Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jai Jai Vishnupada Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai जय श्री रूप सनातन भक्त रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भक्त दास रघुनाथ सद गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। नाम श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। शिष्य राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्रीमयपुर धाम की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री जगन्नाथपुरी पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र धाम की जय। गंगमय की जय। जमुनमय की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। नीताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to all the devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Jai Shri Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. Jai Shri Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Hari Bolo, Hare Krishna. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sya. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupada Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. Ananda Lila Maya Vigrahaya Hema Vadibhya Chavisundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Chaitanya Chandraya Namaha. Hare Krishna. Very happy to see you again. So in spite of many situations, we continue our classes, and so we have this Bhagavad Gita series, and today we will continue discussing this. So we offer our prayers to Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, to all the previous acharyas, to Shri Nityananda Prabhu, Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, so that we can do our duty very well. So today we have Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, text number 11. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avastitah Bhishmamiva birakshantu bhavanta sarva eva hi Ayaneshu. In the strategic points, cha, also, sarveshu, everywhere, yatha bhagam, as differently arranged, avastita, situated, Bhishmam, unto grandfather Bhishma, eva, certainly, abhirakshantu, should give support, bhavanta, you, sarve, all respectively, eva he, certainly. All of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. I will read the purport. Duryodhana, after praising the prowess of Bhishma, further considering that others might think that they had been considered less important. So in his usual diplomatic way, he tried to adjust the situation in the above words. He emphasized that Bhishmadeva was undoubtedly the greatest hero, but he was an old man, so everyone must especially think of his protection from all sides. Therefore, it was important that other heroes not leave their strategic positions and allow the enemy to break the phalanx. So Duryodhana clearly felt that the victory of the Kurus depended on the presence of Bhishmadeva. He was confident of the full support of Bhishmadeva and Dronacharya in the battle because he well knew that they did not even speak a word when Arjuna's wife Draupadi, in her helpless condition, had appealed to them for justice while she was being forced to appear naked in the presence of all the great generals in the assembly. Although he knew that the two generals had some sort of affection for the Pandavas, he hoped that these generals would now completely give it up, as they had done during the gambling performances. Next verse. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vridha pitamaha simhanadam vinadyochai shankam dadma pratapavan. The Bhishma, the great valiant grandseer of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of lion, giving Duryodhana joy. So the grandseer of the Kuru dynasty could understand the inner meaning of the heart of his grandson Duryodhana, and out of his natural compassion for him, he tried to cheer him by blowing his conch shell very loudly, befitting his position as a lion. And directly by the symbolism of the conch shell, he informed his depressed grandson Duryodhana that he had no chance of victory in the battle, because the Supreme Lord Krishna was on the other side. But still it was his duty to conduct the fight, and no pains would be spared in that connection. And regarding to what Acharya is saying about that situation, like Bhishmadeva in great joy, understanding that Duryodhana was praising him, blew his conch shell to drive away the inner fear of Duryodhana. So that is the reason. So because Duryodhana was having fear, and last time we little bit spoke about that. Simhanadam Vinadya is according to the Panini rule. Cha refers to another sutra to denote an agent as well as an object. It means sounding like a lion. Yeah. So without saying any words, just blowing his conch shell, he was trying to give him consolation, to make him peaceful. So and last time we were speaking about that Maya is giving punishment to us because unless Maya will give punishment, we cannot think about Bhagavan. Maya is having 3 hunters. She is using these hunters. This is 3 hunters of Maya. Is the Adhi Bhautika, Adhyatmika and Adhi Davika. These hunters always following us and give trouble to us, make us fearful. But still, in spite of that, we are not thinking about Krishna. In spite of that, Duryodhana is having inner fear. He cannot understand the real situation. In spite of this punishment, if someone is not thinking about Krishna, then he will think about Krishna in the time of death. So after a little bit punishment, if someone is turning his face towards Krishna, so Maya cannot do anything. So that is the situation in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, he is suffering, but he is turning his face towards Krishna. So the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita shows us the situation when Arjuna is getting punishment. And by that punishment he become Krishna Unmukhi. That means his face is turning towards Krishna. And finally Arjuna getting full shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. But Duryodhana is different. In spite of so much punishment, and this is very subtle suffering he is having. That's just inside, the fear is inside. So, when we are listening Krishna Katha, sometimes it's like a punishment for us. Sadhu Gurus, they are trying so much. But this painful situation, difficult situation in our life, will go if we listen sadhu. If we listen to sadhu. And also, that is experience that when Arjuna is listening from Krishna, that experience is helping him. And not like, please finish your class in half an hour, we have no time, we should do another duty. But we are sleeping, like Sripashtanchand Maharaj was saying, that we are sleeping during Krishna Katha, but when we have night drama, we are not sleeping. I remember that situation when in the class, during the class, sometimes we were feeling this tendency to sleep, because it was also very hot and sometimes very cold for us. This climate is different, not like in Russia, and also when we are sitting on the class, sometimes I was actually trying to sleep less, just to do more preaching seva on internet or studying more Shastra. So doing some like exploring the limits of my body. So finally, maybe at the after beginning of the class, little bit sleeping, and I was typing on everything I was typing, so I just learned how to sleep. Just when Sripashtanchand Maharaj was speaking English, I was typing. When he speak Oriya, I was sleeping. And one time he spoke on the class that we committed offense to the lotus feet of sadhu in our past life, and now in this life we again committing offense towards sadhu. So that means because we are sleeping on the class. So that gave me strong experience. I immediately woke up. So, no, I don't want to commit offense anymore. So many lifetimes. I'm just sleeping on the class. Therefore I'm taking birth here again and again. And finally, it was happening sometimes also, but I got such experience when sleep is coming. I got this realization that it is me who is choosing to sleep. I'm making this choice. It is very subtle choice. And because it became like a habit already. And Sripashtanchand Maharaj was always asking me, Srivas Pandit, what is this? What is this? Give me this answer, give me that answer. And when he was asking, all sleep is gone. Immediately I feel like Guru's mercy by when he is speaking to me, like my consciousness immediately like growing up. I was surprised. Then I understood. He asking me during the class just to help to elevate my consciousness. Because when he asking the question sometimes and I give an answer, but he give another answer. He said, no, this is wrong. That is like that. And always, sometimes, maybe until I left to Bangalore, always was like that situation. He was always asking me. And one time I understood like the way I was praying to Krishna, so that when he asked me, I give right answer, so that he will say, yes, it's right. I just praying, because by whatever I give an answer, always he's saying, no, answer is different. His answer was always unusual, like he explained the meaning of different words and always in different way. But when one time I gave correct answer and he said, oh, yes, right. I became a little bit proud. Next time he asking me, I said, yes, it's not right. And he gave another answer. So, and it was like playing game. It is like, he was like playing with me. So, and I understood that by doing this work, trying to answer, by praying, I was feeling more strong connection with him. And that was helping me just to elevate my consciousness from this sleepy condition. And actually, still I remember a very strong feeling of that. How it was amazing, how he was waking me up. Because even my body was not sleeping, but my mind was sleeping still. Because we were not capable to understand what he was saying to us. Many things were too high and so deep. So therefore, I understood the way I should always pray. And always in this prayer mood, I was typing this class and listening. That is our experience. So, and Maya always testing us. All the testing will fail if you think about welfare of ourselves. When you are in the presence of sadhu and you think about welfare of yourself, you cannot pass the test. And Maya is very strong actually. Just cannot joke with Maya. So I have to give nourishment to my Atma. So how can I give food for my Atma? When I think about that, the time Maya will leave. So, who is sadhu? He is thinking how the soul will be nourished. We are speaking Krishna Katha in so many ways, so that we will turn our face towards Krishna. And when we turn our face towards Krishna, the soul will be nourished automatically. Just, Shpashtan Chand Maharaj was teaching us, just Krishna Katha, no entertainment, no stories, speaking and giving entertainment, no. He said, to become a storyteller is not difficult. It's not difficult task. Bhagavatam is Sarva Shaktiman, he said. Bhagavatam is full of Shaktis. All the Shaktis are taking shelter at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Krishna. So, no need to worry about anything. How many followers we have, how nice stories, how audience is accepting us. Because what is Shastra's duty? Shastra will examine us. Actually, how all the Shaktis are taking shelter at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Krishna, all the Shastras saying this. All the Shaktis. So if all the Shaktis inside this process, no need to worry about anything. And the Shastra, we cannot say Shastra. And he said, we cannot say Shastra unless it will say about how Shaktiman is having Shaktis. He said, this is so powerful word Shastra. If we just use on the surface just some topic like we discussed Bhagavad Gita, but we are not going inside, we cannot say that we actually open Shastra. We should speak about Shaktiman and his Shaktis. And Radharani Shakti is a special Shakti. Radharani Shakti is a special Shakti. This is not Sadharana Shakti, it's not an ordinary Shakti. The potency of Radharani cannot be compared with other Shaktis. And the Shakti is called Swarupa or Parashakti or Ahladini Shakti. Swarupa Shakti, Parashakti, Ahladini Shakti or Antaranga Shakti. And he said, let us discuss this topic. How much we are discussing about Radha Shakti. So, and he said that, just for example, you offered me a new camera. In camera one, viewfinder is there. From viewfinder, what we are finding? Take some view. We want to take some view. We are putting camera here, so we are thinking, how your face should be straight. Yes, from viewfinder. By which we are seeing view, by which we are trying capture in our camera. First we see the view. Yeah. So by seeing a viewfinder, if you are not able to understand the original picture, So what do you want to capture in your camera? And how you can get a nice picture? So when you're looking at viewfinder, but in your mind you have a picture, how it should look like. The real cameraman, and he knows this. So we cannot understand who are we, who we are, what we are doing, all these things. Guru knows. Guru looks at viewfinder and he has this picture in his mind. Who we are, actually. But and everybody can look at viewfinder, but he see only viewfinder. That is different. Because our eyes, material eyes, it is just like this viewfinder. It is only external thing. But Guru has inner eyes. And when you don't have inner vision, when your inner vision is broken or is spoiled, you have inner fear, like Duryodhana. So that is the symptom. So we have to develop this inner vision, how to see everything through the eyes of this bhakti chakshu, like we can say. And this is a situation, the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Duryodhana is looking at Krishna, looking the side, and just go here and there. Tata shankascha beryascha panavanaka gomukha sahasaiva bhyahanyanta sashabdastumulo bhavat. After that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. Why it is said tumula? Tumula, like tumultuous. Why it is said like? Because it is not giving pleasure to the heart. Our sound giving so much disturbance to mind. Tata shvetair hayair yukte mahati syandane stitau madhava pandavaschaiva divyav shankau pradadmatuhu. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells. So in contrast with the conch shell blown by Bhishma Deva, the conch shells in the hands of Krishna and Arjuna are described as transcendental. The sounding of the transcendental conch shells indicated that there was no hope of victory for the other side, because Krishna was on the side of the Pandavas. Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesham Paksha Janardana. Victory is always with person like the sons of Pandu, because Lord Krishna is associated with them. And whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess of fortune is also there, because the goddess of fortune never lives alone without her husband. Therefore, victory and fortune were awaiting Arjuna, as indicated by the transcendental sound produced by the conch shell of Vishnu or Lord Krishna. So that is, if we have this inner eyes, then we can see. Just by listening class, by listening sounds of devotee sadhu, by listening Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can develop this feeling. Satyam eva jayate. The truth will get victory. So we will never be disturbed in our mind. Besides that, the chariot on which both the friends were seated had been donated by Agni, the fire god, to Arjuna, and this indicated that this chariot was capable of conquering all sides wherever it was drawn over the three walls. So this is like, who is able to understand this material world, is understanding this, how painful, how much suffering in this material world. Then he will turn his face towards Krishna. And when he turned his face towards Krishna, then all type of hope is there in his heart. Like Raghunath Das Goswami said, that Nama Shreshtam Manumapi Sachi Putra Matra Swarupam Rupam Tasya Grajam Urupurim Goshtavatim. Then he said, my Guru gave me so many types of hope. And finally, Radha Madhava Asha, the hope that I will get one day Radha and Madhava. So, many are coming, many are joining, but how many are thinking about Krishna? So we should have consideration power, like last time we spoke. If one is not able to understand material world nicely, how he will understand the spiritual world? Everything is connected. Everything is connected. We are increasing, for example, number of devotees, but how many are actually understanding? And because we are not understanding, we're going inside so many material problems. And inside these material problems, more and more, only problems. So need consideration power. We have to see the difference. So not like donkey, just working, eating and carrying the load and running after female donkey. Actually there is no guarantee that we will get Bhagavan Krishna. The Shastra is making us cautious about one thing. What is that? Ahankara, false ego. As long as we are having false ego, we cannot understand anything. Oh, I'm an engineer, I'm doctor, I'm rich, I'm president, I'm minister, I'm king. So nothing will enter in your frame if that false ego is there. So therefore, Bhagavan said, Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. So, like Yamaraj said, who never bowed down his head before Bhagavan Krishna and Yamaraj, bring them to me, bring them to me. I need them, I need them. Who is not bowing down his head before Bhagavan Krishna, bring them to me. They should get punishment. And many Vishnu Tattvas, they have many Shakti. Like here in this verse we see, when Bhagavan Krishna and Arjuna, there is Lakshmi. Shakti, all Shaktis is there. And Nrisimhadeva, Lord Nrisimhadeva appeared, Lakshmi is there. Like we said, Lakshmi Nrisimha. And whereas Nrisimhadev is having half body like man, half body like lion, but still he is having Shakti. No Vishnu Tattva we can see without Shakti. Even Kurma Avatara is having Shakti. Even Varaha Avatara. Varaha Avatara, which Shakti is having? Bhu Shakti. Bhumi Devi. So always with Shakti. So Bhagavan is not free from Shakti. Radharani is the source of all Lakshmis, the source of all fortune, are coming from Srimati Radharani. So when they blew their conch shell, that is the manifestation of Radharani. Here in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we can see it. Radharani is the source of all Lakshmis and she is the source of all fortune. All Lakshmi is coming from Radharani. Devi Krishnamai Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Mai Sarva Kanti Samohini Para. The transcendental goddess Srimati Radharani is the direct counterpart of Lord Shri Krishna. She is the central figure of all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses all the attractiveness to attract the all-attractive personality of Godhead. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. So those personalities who are created, they are all attracted by her. She can attract everyone, Even she is attracting the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So those who are saying, what they're saying, oh, where is Radha name? Your Radha. If people are always saying Radha, they don't know what is Radharani's name. Is Radharani name in Shastra? Here it is said Krishnamai, Devi Krishnamai Prakta, who is within and without Krishna. Same like with Sarva Lakshmi Mai. All the Lakshmi is inside and outside of Radharani. There are many beautiful women, Rupa Sanatana Prabhu, but Radhika is the topmost. And this is another name of Radharani. Her name is Sevarani. Because by Seva, Radharani is controlling everything. Controlling Bhagavan Krishna. And no one can do Seva like Radharani. Then Radhika Paradevata. She is the greatest one among all type of Devi, all types of goddess. She is the best one. All the goddesses are coming from her. Actually, all the goddesses are coming from Radha. All Devis coming from Radha. And Bhagavan has done unlimited leelas. Therefore, he is giving unlimited names also. So those goddesses, those Devis, they, like we can say, appeared from the expansion of Srimati Radharani. So they were given Radharani's names also. Even all Devis, they have Radharani's names. Therefore, Arjuna and Krishna always getting victory. And also, take the example of name Gauri. When we say Gauri, like we can say it is Durga Maha names, yeah? But Shastra is saying Radharani's name is Gauri. Because people sometimes they understand this is wife of Shivaji. But when name is Gauri is uttered, we can understand it is indicating to Radharani. That is when Radharani Arati is going on, Gauri name is there. Radharani gave this name to Durga Devi. So generally we know Gauri name is Durga Devi. When we use the word Durga, we must know that Durga is Radharani. In Vedas, the word Indra is there. Who is Indra? Surendra. That means Indra, the king of all suras, all demigods. Indra is Bhagavan Krishna. Actually, Indra is Bhagavan Krishna. But Indra is also king of demigods. Sura Indra, Surendra. So Krishna is given name to demigods king, but Surendra is name of Bhagavan Krishna. The meaning of Indra is Vishnu or Narayana. Because who is Indra? Who controlled all the senses, Indriyas. Only Krishna can control all the senses. Who is controlling the universe? He is called Indra. He is regulating the universe. Therefore he is Indra. And at that, the chief meaning of Indra is Vishnu or Narayana. So Krishna is the Lord of all demigods. This is all in Shastra, scripture. Who is taking it from the Shastra and presenting to devotees, he is considered to be Vaishnava Guru. So Bhagavan is Ananta Shaktiman. He is given all names to his Shaktis. And the Mukhya Nama, there are, and Gauna Nama. Mukhya Nama means principal name. Like Yashoda Nandana Krishna Gopala Govinda Madana Mohana Hare Ananta Mukunda. This Achyuta Madhava Rama Vrindavana Chandra Murali Vadana Shyama Gopi Janananda. This is Mukhya Nama, it is called. Chief names of Krishna. We pray with secondary names like Param Brahma, Parameshwara, Paramatma. This is different. Immediately, if we pray like that, he will not listen to us. But if we say, Hey Krishna, Hey Govinda, immediately he will listen to us. Like in Brahma Samhita it is said, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavita Bis Tabbirya eva nijaru pataya kalabhi galoka eva nivasati kilatma bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord. Yes, residing in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha, resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities in the company of her confidence, Sakis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permitted and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa. So Radha and Krishna, they are both one. Why they became separated, became two? The reason is Radha Krishna ekatyam tanu. In the body of Krishna, Radharani is there. And to relish the Leela pastimes, to relish the mellow of different Leelas, rasa, so they became separated. And what we will understand from that, Spashtan Chand Maharaj told us, that Radha Krishna are non different. There is no difference between Radha and Krishna. So, but Brahmaji compiled this shloka that Krishna is with Radha in Goloka. Why? Because he knows the tattva. Sometimes we want to do Radha bhajan, but we don't want to do Krishna bhajan. So we accept only Radha, but we don't accept Krishna. Or we accept only Krishna, but we don't accept Radha. Like Ardha Kukutinya, the half-hand logic. You cut hen, you will have only half of the hen. So what you can do with this half? So backside is giving egg. So we don't need backside. We don't want just only egg. So similarly, we need only Krishna. We don't need Radha. Or we need only Radha, we don't need Krishna. Like this song is there. Radha bhajane jadi moti nahi bela. Krishna bhajana taba akarana gela. So anyone who will do Krishna bhajan, he must do Radha bhajan. Anyone who will do Radha bhajan, he must do Krishna bhajan. So, and many worship Krishna without Radha. Many doing like that. Because they don't have this tattva. In order to do Krishna bhajan, we need Radharani's mercy also. So that is the meaning. So why Duryodhana was having fear? Because of that. Because by his vision, he cannot see Radha with Krishna. He sees only Krishna. You see only Krishna. You don't understand how many Shaktis with Krishna. When Arjuna and Krishna came to Arjuna and Duryodhana came to Krishna. In Mahabharata it is said that Arjuna was staying at the feet of Krishna. Krishna was lying on the bed and he opened his eyes and saw Arjuna at his feet. And Duryodhana was at his head. So Krishna said that I will be with Arjuna because I see Arjuna. But Duryodhana will take my army. And Duryodhana was thinking, oh, I got all Shakti from Krishna. But that was his mistake. Because always, Radharani, the chief Shakti, always with Krishna. Always within Krishna. So, if we are just worship only Krishna without Radharani, we will have fear. We will never become free from fear. So therefore, Vaishnava is chanting with Radharani's name, chanting Krishna name is Radharani's name together. Therefore we say Hare. Hare means Hara. That's Srimati Radharani. Hare Krishna. And why Srimati Radharani's name is Hara? She steals the heart of Lord Krishna. Therefore her name is Hara. And Krishna Radha, Madan, Mohan. Radha, Radha Kanta. Radha Gopinathan. So we cannot reject. If we reject, then we will, like Duryodhana, we will never get victory. Maya will be strong. Like in Lakshmi Purana, there is story like Lakshmi left Jagannatha. And everybody is speaking this story. How Lakshmi left Jagannatha. But how it is possible that Lakshmi left Jagannatha? Madhava minus Lakshmi, it is not possible actually. Because Madhava means Madhava. Dhava means husband. Ma means Lakshmi. So Lakshmi Swami. How Madhava can be without Lakshmi? This sometimes people speak like this. They tell many stories without understanding Tattva. Lakshmi left Jagannath. Lakshmi don't need Jagannath. How it is possible? Therefore Radha Krishna and Radha Govinda, we chant always. Radharani has never left Krishna. Therefore Krishna has come as Radha Krishna. Our Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he didn't like when devotees saying like in Vrindavan, Radhe Radhe, when they meet each other. He's saying that is not nice. Radhe Radhe. Hare Krishna. And also he said, when you speak to someone, the senior, you should not speak just Hare Krishna. You speak Jaya Shri Guru Gauranga, Shri Guru Gauranga Jayataha, like that. So don't speak, don't begin, don't start your conversation with Hare Krishna like, because it's indicating that you are senior. Chant Hare Krishna, Haribo. No, just in humble way. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Jayataha, Jai Jai Gaura, Jai Shri Guru Shri Gauranga, Jai Srila Prabhupada, like that. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, but Radhe Radhe is not nice when we are starting like that. It's not our tradition, because Radhe, Hare Krishna, Radha and Krishna together. We always remember this. So all the Shiva, Brahma, everybody, they all praying for the dust from the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. If we are not going through this tattva, we are just making word jugglery. Pashtanchan Maharaj said to us. Just word jugglery, if we are not speaking about that. We are giving classes but never speak about that, he said just word jugglery. If you like to understand Bhagavan, so you should understand in tattva, in absolute consideration, like in tattva vichara. Radhika Charana Padma Shakala Sreya Rasadma Jatane Je Nahiyara Dilo Radha Padmankita Dhama Brindabana Jaranamo Tahajena Asraya Korilo. So this is another song. He who has failed to carefully worship the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika, which are the abode of all auspiciousness, he has not taken shelter in the transcendental abode known as Vrindavan, which is decorated with a beautiful lotus flower named Radha. Radhika Baba Gambhira Chitta Jeba Mahadhira Gana Sangha Nakoilo Jibane Ke Mone Se Shyamananda Rasa Sindhu Snanananda Labibe Bujo Ekamane Labibe Bujo Ekamane. He who in this life has not associated with the devotees of Radhika, who are very wise and whose devotion for Radha is very deep, how will such person ever experience the bliss of bathing in the ocean of Lord Shyama's sublime mellows. Please understand this most attentively. This is the word. So among all the spiritual benefit of Radharani's lotus feet is the only shelter place. And this is among all spiritual benefits, this is the most spiritual benefit. So if one is not serving to Radharani, one is not worshipping to Radharani, will not be able to remain in Vrindavan. And to remain in Vrindavan means to get all perfection. This. If we are not associating with the devotees who are worshipping the lotus feet of Radharani, we cannot drown into the nectarian ocean, ocean of the mellow, ocean of the bliss. Ujjvala rasa, anarpita charim chirat, karunaya vatirna kalau, samarpaitum natojjvala rasam svabhakti shriyam. Hari purata sundara dyutikadamba sandipita, sada hridaya kandare spuratuva sachinandana. This is Rupa Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami, he said this, that Unnata Ujjvala Rasa, very, very bright, topmost rasa. So from that we can understand how Lakshmi is always with Krishna. And who is Lakshmi? Lakshmi is not just who is giving material wealth. Lakshmi, she is representative of Radharani, and Radharani is the source of Lakshmi, original Lakshmi, primeval Lakshmi. So without Radharani's mercy we cannot do Krishna Seva. So whatever, like Sripashtanchan Maharaj gave one example, was one devotee in Gadagiri. I remember that he spoke this example, very nice. Like his name was Bhagavan, and he didn't know how to cook nicely. But nobody was there, and he was cooking for Radha Gopalji in the temple. So, but he said whatever this Bhagavan Prabhu was doing was very nice, nice taste. He didn't know cooking nicely, but he will go pay dandavat to this fire, and holding that, he will say, Radharani, I will go for cooking, please show mercy. And then whatever he cooked was very nice. He said, not the rich food, very simple. Because from beginning he was praying to Radharani. And he was getting Radharani's mercy, and Gopal was accepting his preparation nicely. And Sripashtanchan Maharaj said to us, but nowadays I will cook according to internet. I can find everything in internet, then I will cook. He said, it is not like that. So, Chodata dhana jana kalatra suta mita Chodata karama geyana Radha pada pankaja madhurata sevana Bhakti vinoda paramana. Abandoning wealth, followers, wives, sons, and friends, and giving up materialistic activities and intellectual knowledge, being absorbed in the sweetness of service to the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. This is Bhaktivinoda's conviction. This Bhaktivinoda's conviction is like that. Being absorbed in the sweetness of service to the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, abandoning wealth, followers, wives, sons, and friends, and giving up materialistic activities and intellectual knowledge. Radha pada bina kabu Krishna nahi mile, Radhara dasira Krishna sarva vede bole. Without taking shelter of the lotus feet of Radha, one can never personally meet Lord Krishna. The Vedic scriptures declare that Krishna is the property of the maid servants of Shri Radha. So without Radha lotus feet we cannot get Krishna. All the Vedas are saying Radha Dasira Krishna. So Krishna belongs to Radha Dasi. So first of all we should become Radha Dasi, then we can get Krishna. So Krishna is not having any identity if Radharani is not with him. This tattva is given in Shastra this way. Then Sripashtanchan Maharaj said, can anyone speak more than this about Radharani? Radharani will put stamp, approve, then Krishna will accept seva. So if someone is worshipping Krishna with other Shakti, Lakshmi is there, Sita Devi is there. With other Shakti, if he worshipping Krishna, he can get all different types of Aishwarya, not Prema. But those who are beggar of love, they must worship Krishna by the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So Radha and Krishna one form, but to relish the Leela pastime, they are becoming two. So without Shakti, no questions of Shaktiman. That is our topic today. Without Shaktiman, what is the use of Shakti? So Vaishnavas, they always worship Shaktiman with Shakti. Here in Bhagavad Gita, it is not, and this is Madhurya, Rasa is not manifested here, but it is just a hint only. But one thing we just want to see here, that in this shloka we read today, Yes. It is said, victory is always with persons like the sons of Pandu, because Lord Krishna is associated with them. So, and whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess of fortune is also there, because the goddess of fortune never lives alone without her husband. So this is understanding why devotee is so victorious, because they know that Shaktiman is always remaining with his Shakti together. And even in spite of all type of consolation, like Bhishmadeva trying to inspire Duryodhana and to dispel his fear in his heart, actually, still fear will come. And next verse you can understand, from the next verse you can understand how much fear Duryodhana was feeling. So then next time we will read this. And today we will stop. Hare Krishna. Jai Granthara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Bol. Okay. Thank you a lot for attention. Rupa Sanatan Prabhu.
Thank you.
For arranging, sorry, just so many programs in a day, but I will try to continue. Hare Krishna. Yeah. I'm very appreciate your interest to these topics and to Krishna Katha. Even I'm so unqualified person. So I appreciate our friendship. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, Lord. One check out.
I'll put one question later. Maybe if not time, I'll put question in to you. Maybe you can. Because you told Radha Dasyam should be before Krishna Dasyam, something like that you said.
You can ask now.
Yeah, my question was this only. You said that Radha Dasyam should be before Krishna Dasyam, something like that you made statement.
I'll just check it. Yeah, first Radha Dasya before Krishna Dasya, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes it is thought that Radha Dasyam later. First you do Gauranga Dasya.
Yeah.
Then you understand Krishna, and then you can understand Radharani Tattva at the end, because it is confidential Tattva.
Yes, but that is just misunderstanding, because Radha Dasya, if we understand this topic Shakti and Shaktiman, we can understand that Gauranga Dasya is Radha Dasya. And if we separate them, then we'll be in difficult position. We cannot separate it, because actually Gauranga is Radha and Krishna together. It's Krishna in the mood of Radha. So we have no access to Radharani's Radharani's pastimes with Krishna. We have access only to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And just by following Gauranga Mahaprabhu, we become Radha Dasya. That is the meaning. Yeah, it's clear?
Because preachers will say we should not discuss about Radha Tattva because you are getting confused. You have to rise to more than Nishtha, then we can discuss this Tattva.
Yeah, but how we can understand who is Gauranga Mahaprabhu without understanding the Radharani? Who is Radharani? How much Shakti she is having. So this is primeval Shakti, and how she is giving pleasure to Krishna. So in this way we can understand a little bit Mahaprabhu's mood. And Mahaprabhu has external desire and internal desire, yeah? But they both connected together, external and internal. Do you have some doubts about that?
No doubts. I'm just asked because sometimes the approach is little different.
Yes, sometimes little different because of misunderstanding. It is just misunderstanding. And also so many people, they don't know how to present Radha Tattva. They present in such a way like it looks like separated from Gauranga Tattva, but actually it is connected, completely connected.
Okay, bro.
Yes. Just our goal is to develop love for Krishna. Shpachanchandra Maharaj, he gave this name of his books. Every book starts with prema. Sometimes people say, don't take prema, this, because it is too high. First you get nishtha, then you speak about prema. But he said to us, from the beginning we should think about that. How it is important to develop prema. Because this is the goal of our life. And Prabhupada said we should spontaneously serve Krishna. That doesn't mean we should do whatever is in our mind. But spontaneous desire to serve Krishna coming when we have the goal to develop love. And no need to force anyone. Because he already feels desire to serve. It's so spontaneous. Okay, I'm very insignificant one. I just share something. I got some realization, maybe little, very little. Just some few words of sadhu. So I'm not thinking it is for everyone, but who is very much sincere and desire to know, I think he will appreciate. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you a lot. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyascha patitanam pavanebhyascha. Ananta koti vaishnava vrinda ki jai.